Pop topics.
And welcome to the show. This is 5051.com's Pop Topics here on Facebook Live. I'm one of your hosts, Matt Boyd, at Matt Neil Boyd, Neil with an A on Twitter. And with me, as always, is Casey Shaheen.
Yo. Hey, I'm Casey Shaheen, at Gym Class Tryhard across all the social medias.
This is Pop Topics, a show with all the media news you need and none of the opinions you want. Casey and I, we bring in different media news stories that have happened throughout this last week. We bring them to you. We talk about them. We give you our takes. We talk some shit.
That we do.
We've got news this week. We've got a lot of news this week. Let's see if we can get through it, or let's see if we can find some gems, some real diamonds in the rough. Because I know your people; they love their diamonds.
We're diamond people now.
You are.
I'm a De Beer.
Well, you're a diamond person.
I'm a De Beer. What can I say?
There's a few different ways that you can watch or listen to this show. You are hopefully watching live on Facebook Live right now. Go to facebook.com/5051 radio. Spell it out. 5051 radio to watch live streams of this show every Wednesday or Thursday or whenever the fuck we can get to it. We publish this video on YouTube. If you go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/5051 radio, you can find a link to the YouTube page. Once we get 100 subscribers, we will have a custom URL.
It's true. We will.
We also put archived MP3s of this show on iTunes, search Pop Topics, and SoundCloud.com/5051 radio. Spell it out, 5051 radio. All of that information, all of the episodes, all of the videos, all of the audio can be found on 5051.com. Wow. Spell it out, 5051.com.
By the way, I'm going to point this out, Matt. I'm going to give you some major shout-outs. Now,
God damn, we're cute, aren't we?
We straight up
cute as hell. Look at us,
bro.
Flannel. Fleece pullover. It's fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all.
It's a season.
Hey, Matt, far be it from you to step over a compliment before I start giving it. But if you go over to 5051.com, that website is looking so dope right now. You are doing it. You've been embedding videos. Mm-hmm. You've incorporated the new hotness, a new podcast from 5051 starring Chance Willie and Corey Perry.
That's going to be Facebook Live on Thursday.
Tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow at 3:30. Yep, we talked about it.
Well, fuck me, guys.
Well, fuck you. Matt and I are running a dynasty. We're running an empire.
Yeah.
Empire. But yeah, head over to, and if you're interested, head over and check out the new iTunes album artwork that we have on.
Hello?
Matt's answering a phone call.
You mind if I take this real quick?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, no, I'll tell him. All right. That was the future of podcasting. They told us to slow the fuck down. They're not ready. They're not ready.
Wow.
They're not ready.
It's
hot boy season.
Mr. Podcast. It is hot boy season. Yeah. Matt, talk to me about your week while I share this video and try to seem very nonchalant about it.
I had a pretty good week this last week. It's a November. Sober October is over. Did you participate in Sober October?
No, but I'm actually
me neither.
I'm starting a sober week starting yesterday. Starting yesterday, I'm going to go a week sober.
Are you doing No Nut November?
No, there's no way.
No?
There's not a chance in hell.
No way, Jorge.
There's not a chance in hell.
It's not happening. Yeah, me neither. I had a pretty good week. I did some shows this week. I did the show in Murfreesboro. I did a show at the Mayday Brewery that was awesome. It was producer of the show, Phil Grand, and his brothers and sisters put on a comedy show at Mayday Brewery in the big area. I don't know what it's called. There were like silos and shit. And it was they had like 150 people, something like that. Packed the place out.
Was it awesome?
It was awesome. It was me, Chance Willie, Dr. Ben Sawyer, Monty Mitchell himself.
Monty Mitchell.
We had a phenomenal time. So shout out to Phil. Shout out to his fraternity, all of his fraternity brothers. Colton. Shout out to Colton. And I had a good time. Other than that, I didn't do a whole lot. I watched Planet of the Apes. I watched the new one.
The new one. Let's talk about it.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Dude,
it was a trash movie.
Yeah, I couldn't pay attention for the life of me.
It sucks because the first two, the middle one, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, is a phenomenal movie.
Right.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Great movie.
Dare I say, one of the best just straight up action movies that have come out in the last few years as far as I'm concerned. It was really, really good. and this one was supposed to it was supposed to be better, right?
Yeah,
it was supposed to be better. It's like the last one.
I need you to keep talking. I'm going to go adjust some audio, but keep talking.
The last one was the one that was supposed to set up this one. So this one's supposed to be the one that comes to fruition. What we learned in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, but that's not what happened. It was just I got 2/3 of the way through that movie. I got an hour into that movie thinking oh, this is a 4-hour movie because the first 2 acts are just all set up, and then the last act isn't anything.
And then fucking Woody Harrelson.
It's nothing.
What is it? I don't.
How much did he get paid for that movie? Because he was in it for 15 minutes.
Dude, I don't know. That must have been the decision he made when he stopped smoking weed, because he's notorious for smoking a ton of weed. And as soon as he went sober last year, I have a feeling that's about the time he made the decision to do that movie. It was a nightmare.
It was so bad.
Didn't understand it.
I was so disappointed.
I tried to.
I want it to be really good. I really did.
Oh, I did too. Hey guys, by the way, do me a favor. Tell us how the sound is. How do we sound right now? Just need to double check. Phil is not in the studio right now, so I'm playing producer and seducer. I'm getting a call from Grand Rapids, and I'm sure.
Oh, that's actually the future of podcasting.
Is it?
Yeah. It was a Grand Rapids company.
I have a feeling it might be someone that's currently watching the show. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm getting a call from Grand Rapids. It's pretty fun. How
was your week, Casey?
Matt, I had a great week. Actually, while we have her, Amber from Nashville Unsigned.
Amber alert.
Amber alert. Actually, that's our new bit. Amber's watching the show right now. The Nashville Unsigned folks came over and not only blessed us being me and Phil, with their presence while we start a new podcast for them called The News. Stay tuned for more information on that. Someone sneak graffitied my laptop, Matt.
Oh shit! I see that.
They unintentionally stickered me.
You didn't know that was gonna happen.
I didn't know it was gonna happen. You won't know what's gonna happen on The News. It's a show where it's gonna be a roundtable discussion about things that happen in music business news. And Nashville Unsigned is I'm gonna call them a music collective that helps promote local artists, emerging artists is a word we like to use. Emerging artists, and it was trying to giving them advice and becoming experts and helping people out by just giving them organic news. They also gave me this sweet shirt that's so soft. I would be surprised if it wasn't organic. I have a Nashville Unsigned shirt, and I've washed it once. So soft. This is the softest shirt I own. And I also got this shirt from my friend Brad the other day.
I like that shirt.
Brad Lacane. He gave it to me.
Is it Target?
Yeah, it is. Massimo. He gave me this shirt.
I could use some
here.
Massimo. You know what I mean?
Quite frankly, I could use Massimo. He gave me this shirt saying it was a large. He goes, "It doesn't fit me, dude, but it looks like it fits you." He gave it to me. I looked on the inside.
That's a large?
It said large.
That's not a large.
I put it on, Matt. If you notice, the buttons are on the other side of the shirt.
It's a woman's large.
Bradley Kane does not know how to shop.
You're wearing a woman's shirt.
I'm wearing a woman's shirt, but it fits me real well.
Yeah, so be it.
You know why? Because it's tapered to my bosom.
There's a good chance I did just assume your gender, so.
It's true. Cisgendered white man.
Oh, man.
It's true.
I'm proud of you.
Let's do stuff. Let's talk, Matt. Guys, again, we're on Facebook Live. Do us a favor. Share this video. We've made it available for you to share it. Go ahead, share it with your friends. Pass it around. Tell your friends about it. I am Casey Shaheen. This is Matt Boyd. We have listeners. We have watchers. We have viewers. Facebook Live. You can download it on iTunes. Matt, let's get into the news. We got a busy week this week.
Okay.
By the way, guys, tell us how it sounds. Tell us how it actually sounds. What's it sound like actually?
Did you see this over the last week? We have the cast of the new Lion King movie. Did you see that?
Oh boy. I did, and I'm
how
really
do you feel?
excited
How do you
about
feel about the cast? Let's
All right,
start
Matt.
there.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Give me a rundown.
I'm trying to find it real quick. I
I've
had
got
the
first
picture
one.
up earlier.
Donald J. Glover. Is his middle name Jay? I don't know. But Donald Glover of Atlanta fame, Childish Gambino himself, will be playing Simba. Co-host, playing Nala, the female lion. Can you feel the love tonight, Nala? Beyonce. Reprising his role as Mufasa, James Earl Jones. And we're only getting better. How do you say Scar's name?
Scar is Chipotle Ejiofor. We have Alfred Woodard as Sarabi. I have no idea who that is.
Sarabi is Simba's mom.
Oh,
Mufasa's wife. One of Mufasa's wives. Very ambiguous, very open culture they are.
John Connie is Rafiki. Is that the original Rafiki?
Rafiki actually just passed away 2 weeks ago. The original Rafiki.
Oh.
Playing-
Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner as Timon e Pumbaa.
What a heated! I'm so pumped about that. Playing Zazu. I'd never seen a king obese with quite so little hair. John Oliver himself.
Yep. Playing Aziz Ansari, Eric Andre.
That's what I'm real excited about. He's gonna play the fun one.
Keegan-Michael Key is Kamari. These are the hyenas, by the way.
Hyenas.
And Florence Kasumba is going to be the female hyena. I don't know how to... Shenzi. The other ones, the young Simba and young Kala are just children. I don't know who they are. They're up-and-comers. Nice up-and-comers.
Up-and-comers. If you
I
ask
love
Corey
it.
Feldman, don't say up-and-comer anytime soon. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love that. I love that voice cast.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I think it's phenomenal.
I'm super pumped about it.
You know, the only way to make that voice cast better,
How, man?
the Migos.
Oh, raindrop. Crop top.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that would be the best. Tell me about this.
So this
what you brought
story
in, Matt.
comes by way of Vibe, Vibe.com. It was written by Jessica McKinney. Migos gunning for a role in live-action Lion King. Tell me more. Twitter erupted in celebratory memes and posts after Disney released the full cast of its 2019 live-action remake of The Lion King. And while many are still anticipating the film's debut, Migos are trying to find their way onto the cast. Following the announcement, Quavo sent a message to Disney asking if he, Offset, and Takeoff could sub in as Scar's evil sidekicks, the three hyenas. Now, first question, does Quavo know that one of the hyenas is a woman? Second question, who would play the woman? I think Quavo.
I'd say Offset.
He's the prettiest.
You're right. But I feel like Offset knows what it's like to be inside of the. I don't know. Cardi B is pretty hot. That's all I got.
The tweet that Quavo sent out just says, 3 hyenas, Lion King, call us. I mean, that's about as official of a statement that you're going to get. I mean, we don't need to get agents involved. We have Twitter and we have Quavo. And so Quavo just sends out 3 hyenas, Disney King, Lion King, call us. Doesn't even say Disney, like just, hey, Lion King, hey Mufasa, call us.
Call us from the sky, motherfucker.
Unfortunately for the Migos, however, those roles have already been handed out to comedians Eric Andre, Keegan-Michael Key, and Florence Kasumba. Not to mention the characters were originally voiced by Whoopi Goldberg and Jim Cummings in the 1994 animated film. Now, why Jessica, whatever the fuck your name is, Jessica McKinney decided to leave Cheech Marin out of that original cast of the 3 hyenas, I have no idea.
Wait, Cheech Marin was he the dumb one? No, he was the one that talked like this, bro.
Yeah, he was the Mexican hyena, the African Mexican.
Can we talk about the casting for a second of the hyenas, just in general?
Yeah.
In 2017, you know what you can't do?
What?
You can't have a special needs hyena. That one was clearly touched.
Oh yeah, it was autistic as hell.
I don't know what it was. It was a loose screw. I wouldn't say, I don't know. But see, that's the thing, is like the way they portrayed it was like in the 90s, you could get away with that. In 2017, I think he's gonna have to change. They're gonna have to change their tune on the way they're portrayed. And I have a feeling casting Eric Andre might give us an idea of what exactly.
You think he's the dumb one?
I'm not gonna say dumb, and I'm not gonna say dumb.
Okay, retarded. Do you think he's the retarded one?
This is a very safe show. This is an alt-right show. No, I think that they're going to.
I'm trying to find the name. Wait, Cheech didn't play the dumb one. Cheech played one of the. Who was the one that played? We have to find out.
The lady that played the
Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah.
And then you had Cheech Marin that played the other one.
Maybe if I just look up retarded hyena Lion King.
No, I think that there were two voice actors for that. There was someone who repurposed.
The first thing that shows up, a YouTube video called Ed the Retarded Hyena.
That's just rough. That's rough.
Oh. All right, so his name was Ed. There's no way that hyena, double D as well, just to let you know. Ed with 2 Ds.
I don't know who did the voice. Let's keep going.
I bet it's the one that we don't know, not Whoopi and not Cheech. That's who played the special needs hyena.
Okay, I dig that.
I also saw something, I don't know if this was true or not, but because I did find it on Black Twitter, but they said that Designer is also cast in this movie.
Playing a hyena?
I hope so. I hope there's a fourth hyena.
Designer's not. Really?
I don't know. I saw something that said Designer has a role for a new character. It's not like a returning.
Oh, they're
it's like
adding
a new
character
in Lion King.
Now, have you seen these live action movies? These are live action Disney movies, like the
No.
Jungle Book.
No.
Dude.
Oh yeah, I saw the Jungle Book. Yeah.
Whoa.
I didn't see like Beauty and the Beast though.
It's super good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
well,
really
this one's going to be different because there's going to be no humans. They're all going to be CGI animals because like Beauty and the Beast, that's like half and half, right? Well, no, I guess not half and half because what's her name's the only human, but or no, because there's a few humans.
Yeah.
This one is just all the way. This is going to be like a Final Fantasy movie. You know what I mean? Where they're like super CGI.
I love it when a character looks like the person playing it. Like Timon, like Billy Eichner, slick looks like Timon.
Yeah, yeah.
Seth Rogen smells like Pumbaa. Are they gonna sing?
Yeah, probably.
See, if they don't sing, that's gonna be a real
Hakuna
problem.
Matata, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna sing.
That's the thing is in the Jungle Book they didn't really sing. There was like a bare necessity, and there's like, I think they were Baloo was whistling it while.
Did they sing in Beauty and the Beast?
I didn't see Beauty and the Beast. I was turned off by Josh Gad's character.
Oh.
I'm kidding. So I'm pretty pumped about this movie. It's actually well cast. It's really well cast, and yeah. Speaking of, you know who could play a character in The Lion King?
Who?
Someone by the name of Lito
Who?
Pimentia. You brought this one in. This story comes by way of Billboard.com. It was posted on Halloween. Spooky ass Halloween. After this ad, I'm going to skip this ad as it pops up. So it says, Lito Pimentia speaks out after racism controversy at the Halifax Pop Explosion Festival. This is written by Karen Bliss. Lito Pimentia, a Colombian-Canadian musician and human rights advocate
Hmm.
whose La Papesa, that sounds delicious, won the 2017 Polaris Music Prize. It was at the center of the controversy this month at the Halifax Pop Music Performance, October 19th at the Marquee Ballroom. I don't know where that is. During her show, she asked people of color to move to the front of the room and white people to move to the back. A request is often part of her sets. When a white volunteer, reportedly there to photograph the show, along with several other white people in the audience, reacted to Pimentia's invitation to relocate, brown girls in front of the room with... dude, this is written terribly. This is not written well. Maybe I just got ahead of myself in the inflection. But the volunteers reacted with overt racism.
Like what?
The details of that overt racism are on here, based on this article. But the response on social media has been mixed. Some understand Pimentia's view and her right as an artist to conduct her performance any way that advances her art and agenda, while others called it, quote, reverse racism, end quote, and countered with, quote, what ifs, end quote. The key issue, however, was not Pimentia's request, but the response to it by some audience members, which to the HPX, which I'm assuming is the festival name, described as aggressive and racist in a lengthy apology to artists. Now, this is the apology from the festival. We will not accept this behavior, and neither should you. The statement reads in part, be responsible for your friends. Talk to them and support them as they move towards unpacking their racism. People of color is capitalized, by the way, deserve safe spaces, and it is your responsibility to help.
That was the name of the opening band.
Oh, the Safe Spaces?
No, People of Color. That's why it's capitalized.
Like Cult of People. Okay.
Like War on Drugs.
Which is a great name for a band. It really is. But Matt, let's talk for a second about the nature of this request.
This is just, it's just so it's so aggravating. I mean, this like Lito Pimienta. Let's go with that. Lito Pimienta starts off the last song that she does at all of her concerts by saying, "People of color move towards the front, and white people move towards the back."
Okay.
And if you read more into this article, it's they say that the person that refused to move back was a white girl that was hired by HPX, by the festival, to take pictures for the show. So she wasn't moving back out of protest of reverse racism. She wasn't moving back out of defiance or real racism. She wasn't moving back because it was her job to be up front and take pictures.
Yeah, but the problem I'm having is that she reacted with overt racism.
There was no overt racism. What the overt racism was?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is we don't know the nature of it, so we can't make it. At this point, it's all speculation, and that's why I'm kind of bummed out that they released this press release with a very specific agenda in mind. Like the festival had a different reaction than the artist. The artist is allowed to do whatever she wants. The festival reacted in a way that said, this is overt racism. Now, we don't know exactly what this photographer volunteer said, but they say that it was overt racism. We can't just start throwing gasoline on a fire until we know exactly what she said. Now, if she said the N-word, if she called them brownies, that'd be a bummer. Mm-hmm. But we don't know if she did. We don't know what she said, so therefore, like, we can't react. This is the same thing that I have against the and I'm going to call it a witch hunt of men in Hollywood getting gunned down. We need to have a more nuanced approach. You can't approach the same people or the same. You can't approach every situation with the same thing. It's like treating every situation like it's a nail and you're a hammer. There's more tools, you know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I just feel like we don't know. We don't know if she said something overt, and we don't know if she said something that could be misconstrued as overt. We don't know what she said.
Well, I don't really care what this white girl said. You say whatever the fuck you want when somebody on stage is pointing and yelling that people of a certain race move to the back of the room and people of another race can move forward. That's aggressive racism. That's overt racism. That is wrong, and especially considering the fact that this girl wasn't This girl wasn't a fan of Lido. She wasn't there because she loved Lido's music. She wasn't even protesting because she felt slighted. She was staying up front because it was her job to be there.
Yeah.
She was photographing for the show. She can't just move to the back just because. I mean, she's not there to take in the art. So the last thing she's going to do is do this because the reverse racism is an artistic expression. You know what I mean? The problem is, even before this girl refusing to move back, is somebody on stage saying white people move to the back. And she said later in the statement, Lido, she said that she never asked white people to leave. Oh, you're so brave. You're so fucking brave. You didn't ask them to leave. You just told them to move to the back. Especially considering the fact that a lot of people, I mean, this is a festival. This isn't a show just for Lido, but a lot of these people probably paid really, really good money, and if these people, no matter their race, their gender, or anything, if there's anybody at this show that is up front, they tried really, really hard to get there. Yeah. They wanted to see Lido so bad, which I've never fucking heard of her before. They wanted to see Lido so bad that they probably missed other shows that they could be up front. They waited for a long time at that stage to wait for Lido to show up, and now they're being told to move to the back of the room just because of their race.
All right, so I completely understand that. But for an artist does whatever they want to do. They can shock, they can do whatever they want, and we can make fun of it, right?
Yeah.
Let's agree with that. Let's agree that whatever she did is just part of her show, and it's making a bigger statement. But again, it's part of her show. The problem that this is, I think the bigger problem, and maybe it's that maybe we're both thinking that there's a different problem. The bigger problem for me is that if this is how I imagine it working. The show is going on, right? And the artist Lido Pimento. By the way, the article, I dropped it in the comments, wherever those are, here, there, everywhere. We're on the internet. The problem is that when asked to move, they say that she responded with overt racism. Now, if I were a volunteer there to photograph an event, I would say, oh, that doesn't apply to me because I'm not part of general population. I am the exception because I have a press pass or because I am a certified volunteer through the festival. Now, if I didn't move and they're like, no, you need to move, and then you go, no, N-word, that sucks. That is reacting. But to say no and defy it because, hey, y'all, I don't know, like I'm not like this isn't a, oh no, like, oh, I'm not the guy. This isn't.
But then for them to continue to be like, no, you're white, move to the back, and there wasn't.
And that's what the festival did. The festival's wrong for taking that stance, but they're also wrong for making a statement without qualifying exactly what was said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that sucks.
The other thing that like down in this in the statement that HPX put out afterwards, they say, to the people of color in the audience on Thursday night, we are sorry your night was interrupted. How about the fucking white people that paid exactly as much with their night wasn't just interrupted, they were forcefully removed from the front of the stage. Like they were told to move.
It is an over apology. It's an over apology, but at the same time,
but it's also wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong. And that,
like Lito's wrong, but artists are art. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
Let's take her off
Lito's
the table.
wrong. Fine. But then for the festival, which is a group of people, I can only assume they are a large group of people that are made up of different genders, races, ethnicities. They are the ones that are apologizing to not the white people that were forcefully removed from where they were watching the show because of artistic expression. They're not apologizing to them. They're apologizing to Lito, supreme racist of this situation. And then all of the people of color that were in the crowd that were telling these white people, probably saying, hey, white people, get to the back. Yeah, now white people have to be in the back. They're apologizing to them. They're apologizing to that group of people.
Yeah.
And those are the people that are wrong in this situation.
I think that the festival's wrong because they're like, hey, we're sorry, people of color. Like, and I'm gonna say, if I was a minority, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna take a stance, a linear move to that. To say that I'm, like, they're apologizing to me, like, no, it's it's stop babying me. Like, I feel like it's very pandery, and it's almost like that's that's the society we live in. But that's really what it is. It's just kids are afraid to say what they want to say because they're gonna be held accountable. They're afraid to say everything they want because their peers are taking everyone else's side. Nobody is defending themselves. Nobody is talking for their own agenda. They're talking for everyone else's agenda. And in the meantime, people that are talking for their agenda are getting things done. And that's like that, and don't want to make it political, but that is the right.
Yeah.
The right is making headway because they are protecting their own agenda. They're not just looking out for people so that it looks good on their resume.
Yeah. And something also tells me, I don't know, I just saw Johnny Stevens is the name of the director of Halifax Pop Explosion. Doesn't really sound like anything but a white guy. Something tells me that whoever wrote that statement and the vast majority of people that are at the top of Halifax Pop Explosion are white people. Yep. And like they're the ones that are succumbing, because all they're doing, all HPX is doing is succumbing to the situation,
right?
And feeding whatever side makes them look like they're on the right side of history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all they're doing, and it's just so
I need
gross.
a record for you to know that in 2017 I was ahead of the game. Yeah, I accidentally hit the corner. By the way, I want to give a shout out. Brandon Riddell is watching the show right now, so I just wanted to say hey to Brandon Riddell, former guest of the show, former Jimmy John's Delivery of Our Heart. Matt, Lito Pimentia. Do you like it as an artist name?
No, fuck her.
Would you suggest that she change her name?
Hashtag change your name. Hashtag quit being a public figure. Hashtag kill yourself.
Well, speaking of public figures changing their names, we have another story that comes by way of complex.com, and it involves our good friend, P. Motherfucking Diddy. Sean Puffy Combs.
Puff Daddy?
Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy, it just decided, you need to drop this one off here. There we go. I just dropped the article in the comments below. Puff Diddy has officially changed his name to Love. Quote, Love.
This is in lieu of Lion Dog. Or
Snoop Lion.
Snoop Lion, sorry.
Lion Dog.
I like Lion Dog better.
Yeah, well, that was his transitionary period.
Yeah.
Lion Dog.
Lion Dog, my favorite character they're adding to the new Lion King movie. Half lion, half dog. It's like a cat dog situation.
Alone in the World's a little cat dog?
But with a big cat.
With a big cat. This comes by way of complex.com, written by Hannah Lifshitz. That's a hashtag. She might need to change her name to Love. That's a bad name. By the way, there is a follow-up after this story that we will get to. Lo and behold, Diddy, a.k.a. Puffy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, has changed his name and will now only answer to, quote, Love or, quote, brother love. I don't know why I said it that way. The 48-year-old music mogul has altered his moniker many times over the years. But as he explained in his Copacabana announcement, it'd be funny, like they just released the Paradise Papers and the Panama Papers, and they call it the Copacabana announcement. It's right up there. I'm just not who I am before. I'm something different. And I don't know, did you hear this at all?
About his name change?
Did you hear the video?
No.
I wish I had it. I don't have the plug right now, but you can listen to the audio in the link below. But it says, or guys, if you're just listening, head over to the Facebook page. You can check it out. But born Sean John Combs, Sean John, get it? Most of Love's names have been slight iterations of his birth name or his childhood nickname, Puff. Since the 90s, during the earlier years of his career, Love went from Puff Daddy to Sean John to Puffy to P. Diddy, finally settling on Diddy in 2005. The time, however, as he sips his rum and coke, beach, shut up with his straw hat, he decided that he's grown tired of his Diddy identity. Hey, y'all, I have some very serious news. I've been praying on this. I decided that I know it's risky and I know it's corny to some people, but I decided to change my name again, he said. The name Brother Love is also the stage name of WWE manager and personality Bruce Pritchard, who decided to respond to Love's announcement with some good old-fashioned Twitter shade. And he just said, Bruce Pritchard tweeted, Brother Love, yo, find a new gimmick. I invented and perfected Brother Love. I am the original and you are not. Remember North Carolina. What is that? Matt, changing your name.
I love black people so much. I love, especially black people that try to be artistic, like, are the best people in the entire world. This is right up there. P. Diddy thinking that he can change his name to Love is right up there with Cam Newton's post-game outfits. Like, it's right up there with like, rappers capitalizing every word on Twitter because they think it makes them look smarter. It's right up there with the greats.
Somehow it does
world peace.
Somehow it does make them look smarter and not Donald Trump. And I don't know if that makes me racist,
I guess,
but at least
I don't know.
racially conscious.
Does he do that too? He capitalizes every word?
All the time. Well, sometimes.
What is that? I want to figure. That's so hard. Like, that's harder work than just
No, you just double
tweeting.
No, because if you're on an iPhone, you just double tap Shift. The up shift button.
Yeah, but that caps everything. I'm talking capitalizing the first letter of every word. Have you ever noticed how rappers and like woke black people do that?
Do you ever do that? Like when you're writing a sentence? I do it sometimes when I accidentally emphasize, like, because I'm emphasizing a certain word.
But
because I write the way that I speak.
The sheer competence and lack of knowledge and like artistic expression with P. Diddy is just hilarious to me. I love it. Like, I really do love it. And what is it like when black people change their names? It's always the best and worst decision that they've ever made in their life. Snoop Lion, like, it makes sense, but like it's just so fucking dumb. Meta World Peace.
I do love Meta World Peace.
I mean, come on.
That's a perfect name.
It's so it's hilarious. It's so fun too. I love it.
Well, don't get too used to it because in the follow-up article, which again I'm posting on the Facebook Live.
Did Netflix's original series Love say it was copyright infringement?
Judd Apatow was feeling it. By the way, you know why I'm posting it in the thing? This is behind the scenes. We've been writing down what time we start the stories, and then using it to help edit the show and create clips for you guys to easily digest. Well, since I don't know what time signature we're at, you can just follow on the Facebook. On the video. How smart is that, man?
You're a genius.
I'm a smart guy. Let's get to it. So Diddy says, okay, so Diddy has officially, no, he hasn't officially. Okay, so this, again, by Complex.com, written by a crowd favorite, Trace William Cohen, or also known as Trace
Liam Cohen.
This is posted yesterday. No, this is posted today. If you were stoked, it says that Diddy is saying that he was only playing about changing his name to Love.
Fuck.
If you were stoked about Sean Diddy Combs changing his name to Sean John Combs or whatever, well, not so fast. As the multi-monikered mogul clarified, that's a fun line. As the multi-monikered mogul clarified Monday, he was, quote, only playing about his latest name change. He said that ladies and gentlemen, today I've come to the conclusion that you cannot play around with the internet. As if Diddy didn't know that before. Diddy, after running through a line from Lionel Richie's 1983 gem Hello, said Monday, due to an overwhelming response from the media out there and just due to there not wanting to be any confusion, I was only joking, okay? I didn't change my name. It's just part of my alter egos. One of my alter egos is Love. So it's not that he officially changed his name. He's just like, okay, just guys be aware. I have another alter ego. He's like, I just have another alter ego. And so he was just only playing. So it's too bad. I wish he would have stayed in his lane.
Yeah, I was a much bigger fan when he was a Love Combs. Mm-hmm. He could have started a line of combs called Love Combs for when you love combs.
We out here loving combs. So, guys, if you want Diddy to change his name to Love, you can do so by liking our Facebook page and subscribing to our show on iTunes, and then we'll pass it along to Diddy because we are here. We are represented by Bad Boy Records. This show's brought to you by Bad Boy Records.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Didn't know that.
Didn't know that. We're on the same label as French Montana, Machine Gun Kelly. It's good to know.
Also known as MGK. Also known as the abbreviation of Magic. It's a true story. Let's see. Matt, we got more stories today. We got so many stories. Let's talk about the internet turning its back on, or kind of shouting out Diddy. But this is the worst segue. I'm doing this one, by the way. The petition.
Cool.
About how the internet can react and change the way some decisions are made. Now, if you have watched this show before, you'll know one thing is that we love change.org. We also love it when people come up with brilliant ideas through change.org. We actually don't like change.org. We find it to be vapid and an underuse of your time and power. But sometimes something slips through the crack when it's just really, really good. You want to read this one, or you want me to read it?
I'll read it.
I'd love you to, because my mouth hurts.
This comes by way of HuffPo, Huffington Post.
Ariana Huffington taking a nap 12 hours a day.
This was written by David Moy. Change.org petition asks Netflix to replace Kevin Spacey with Kevin James on House of Cards.
You had me at Kevin James.
Now that Netflix has officially cut ties with Kevin Spacey in the wake of a growing number of sexual abuse allegations against him, the streaming giant is reportedly considering other options for the upcoming season of House of Cards. Although it's likely Spacey's Frank Underwood character will be killed off early in the show's final season, something that happened in the British version, some fans of the show are suggesting producers simply replace Spacey with another actor also named Kevin. A Change.org petition posted 4 days ago is asking that Kevin Can Wait star Kevin James take over the Underwood role originated by Spacey. Paima, who is the person that I guess started the petition, states his reasoning in a short but eloquent statement to Netflix founder Reed Hastings. Quote, losing a great show is hard, no matter the circumstances. However, the hardship comes the opportunity for a great show to become one of the greatest television shows of all time. I think Kevin James can elevate House of Cards to a globally adored franchise like Game of Thrones and make the entire world focus on one of the most important Netflix original series there is, end quote. So far. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's just me like chiming, like pay attention.
So far, Paima's offbeat casting suggestion is winning lots of support. As of Monday afternoon, nearly 18,000 people signed the petition, making it more likely to reach its goal of 25,000.
That's almost as many people that probably watch Kevin Can Wait.
I guess so.
Matt?
You want to hear some of the comments by some people that have signed this Change.org petition?
Absolutely. And I'm sure the people do too.
Kevin James is a national treasure. Kevin Spacey is a rapist. Both are named Kevin. Seems like a smart business decision to me. That is an upgrade from racist to national treasure. Or rapist, sorry. If you've ever...
If Nicolas Cage got caught in some sexual allegations, it'd be national treasure to rapist.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Had fun.
If you've ever seen Paul Blart Mall Cop, then you know that actors of Kevin James's caliber only come around once in a lifetime. Right there with you. Kevin James is a master thespian who would not only bring the same gravitas as his predecessor, but also elevate the House of Cards to the Citizen Kane of our generation.
All right, well, this guy needs to just learn how to just tone it down because I could just smell the smug on that guy's breath. Because, honestly, replacing him with Kevin James, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think it'd be, Kevin can't wait to be on House of Cards.
I'm telling you.
There was a I think it was a tweet from Seth MacFarlane a couple years ago that said he pitched a movie about Kevin James, and it was a movie about Kevin James in antebellum era America, and he had to play like a woman. It'd be called Bill of the Ball. Isn't that a good idea?
I love that. I love that.
I don't hate the idea of recasting. I mean, they did it to Aunt Viv in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, why
I don't know what
not?
just happened. But yeah, they did it to Aunt Viv. We didn't notice. Who else? Recasts, famous recasts. See, that's what I should have done. That's what this show's about. We should do dry runs of this show.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a joke, right?
Yeah.
This is,
But it's like
just
casting
us
Migos.
millennials having ironic fun on the internet. This is what we do, But it's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Yeah. I mean,
let's turn the last season of one of the most serious and greatest political dramas of all time into a comedy and have Kevin James, he's been the vice president this entire time. Frank Underwood gets assassinated. Kevin James not only assumes his role, but also assumes his name in the show, changes his name to Frank Underwood.
oh, like you're talking about like just taking lifting
Like
lifting the actor out of it.
Some real like Daniel Day-Lewis like method acting.
Yeah.
We even let Kevin James be the actual United States president for a day, just so he knows like what it's all about.
I mean, we've both seen.
character.
We can all say that it can be done. It can be done.
Only if he wears the Paul Blart mustache, though. A mustache.
Did you ever see Here Comes the Boom?
President? No.
Great movie.
Yeah.
No joke. Great movie. Have you ever seen Kevin James' stand-up special?
Yeah.
Sweat the Small Stuff?
Yeah.
How big are muffins gonna get before we join hands across America? No, I'll just take the beanbag chair with raisins. It is nonstop, 100% the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
He's great.
That's always one of the greatest travesties that I've noticed ever since getting into comedy is that you forget that Kevin James was just like a hilarious stand-up. A lot of people my age just know him as like the guy on King of Queens,
Which is, by the way, one of the best sitcoms ever written.
They know him as
Best
Paul
sitcom.
Blart, you know. But he was just like the same thing with like Billy Gardell.
Yeah.
People just know him as like Mike from Mike and Molly. But it's like no, he's a fucking hilarious
He's funny,
stand-up.
funny as shit.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Gary Valentine, same thing.
Yeah.
By the way, Patton Oswalt got his start on King of Queens. Well, not got his start. He got the show after he'd been a stand-up in the 90s, but
Yeah.
also there.
Yeah.
And then Ben Stiller's dad.
Ben Stiller, yeah.
Leah Remini. I mean, that cast went on to do some big things. Yeah, I'd like to see Stranger Things try to do that. Don't burn out too quick. So, I like it. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
Why not? Why
and-
not? The show's already one of the great. I mean, it's the new Cosby Show, right? It's like one of the greatest. House of Cards, one of the greatest TV shows of all time. And then at the end of the show, I guess the Cosby was like decades later, but right before the show is about to wrap up, Kevin Spacey's a rapist, and so how are you ever gonna watch it the same way again?
Yeah.
So why not do something? Why not just fuck it? Kevin James is the new Frank Underwood. Why not? Don't even explain it.
If you would buy that shirt from us, I will make it. If you would buy that shirt, let us know in the comments.
Free Frank Underwood. They don't even have to explain it. Just season 6, right? This is season 6.
Season 6, yeah.
Season 6, episode 1, 2, and 3, it's Kevin Spacey as Frank Underwood, and then Kevin James, episode 4, Kevin James wakes up in the bed next to Cindy Underwood or whatever the fuck her name was. Claire. He just wakes up next to Claire, and they never explain it. Just why not? Why not do it? And then it can still be a masterpiece show for the rest of time. But then when our kids watch it, and they're like, wait, why the fuck did Kevin Spacey turn into Kevin James? We can be like, oh, that's when we can explain rape to our children. Oh, well, you see, Kevin Spacey raped a guy. And so he couldn't be president of a show anymore. And so now it's Kevin James. Who's Kevin James? And then we show our kids King of Queens.
And then we show them sweat the small stuff.
We show them sweat the small stuff.
We show them.
We show
Here
them
comes the boom. Not
we
Chuck
show
and Larry.
them. What are the Adam Sandler movies where they were all friends when they were kids and now they're
grown-ups.
We show them grown-ups.
Specifically grown-ups too.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the funniest lines I've ever seen in a movie is in Grown Ups when Chris Rock and Kevin James come together and Chris Reed shakes his hand and he goes, "Oh, it was like shaking hands with an eagle."
I remember that.
It's so funny.
I don't even get that. What is that? Is he saying he's
got
ashy?
dry hands. He's got dry hands. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So
it's like shaking hands with an eagle.
So even though this was a scam, it is a good idea and it gave us a couple laughs. But speaking of scams and staying on Netflix news, this story comes by way of AV Club. Oh my God, I wonder if there's going to be a huge preamble at the beginning of it. Probably is, but let's get into it. This was written by Danette Chavez, and it was written yesterday. For those of you listening to this later, that was the 6th of November. And it was, it's written by Danette Chavez. Watch out for the Netflix email scam. Now, guys, this is our public service announcement for you and you specifically. Imagine getting ready to tuck into the new season of Stranger Things when you receive an email from Netflix that threatens your binge watch. As Deadline reports, some subscribers recently got emails indicating their accounts were being canceled or suspended for a lack of payment. Quote, your suspension notification, quote, read the subject line that turned out to be a phishing email spelled Phish.
Is that like cool fishing, like fishing in a pair of Ray-Bans?
No, like Phishing would be like fishing for like deadheads, like throwing out. I don't know. I feel like your joke was better.
I really, when I was reading this article, what is phishing?
All right, so
phishing.
So phishing is when a fraudulent email will go out.
Now is that fraudulent with an F or fraudulent with a PH?
It's fraudulent.
Okay.
And what happens is they'll put a thing out there that looks very official, and it's going to ask you to put in personal information.
Oh.
Now, when you put in the personal information, that is not being relayed to Netflix or to whoever sent that, whoever their PH fraudulently being.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to another person.
Oh.
And so it's going to another entity.
So why don't we
They're stealing information.
Why don't we use that fishing for catfishing? Because it sounds like it's a lot closer.
I think that's what a lot of catfishing is showing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why don't we spell catfishing CATPHISH?
Ask me, dude. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things that
did they invent that term? The show Catfish, did they invent that term?
I think
it's like a.
I wonder.
There's another situation where that's.
If someone knows about the etymology of catfish, let us know in the comments below.
We're gonna get a lot of Predators fans in the comments. Oh, catfishing is where they hit a hat trick.
Yeah.
Hit a hat trick. Score a hat trick.
Hit or a guy named.
Is that why they do it? The catfish, do they do that for a hat trick? I don't know why they do that. Okay.
But it's because it's based off. We talked about it before on
the
show.
Yeah. I just didn't know if they just did
Detroit.
it or if they don't. But didn't they during the Stanley Cup didn't they just throw a cat like there wasn't a hat trick?
I think people just got real like overeager.
That perfectly
overzealous, if you will.
That perfectly frames the 2017 Nashville Predators fan is that the guys that were sneaking catfish into Bridgestone didn't even know that you had to wait for a hat trick. They had no idea that that's why you throw the catfish. They just wanted to throw a catfish.
Honestly, I get it.
You have to wait for a hat trick. What's a hat trick? Exactly.
You have to wait for multiple seasons.
So this is just a PSA, I guess.
Kyle says that it's for good luck. Kyle Elliott, former intern of our show, Kyle Elliott, says that it is specifically
what's for good
luck? The catfish.
Oh, so it's not for hat tricks.
Not for hat tricks. I mean, it should be for hat tricks, but whatever. But let's keep going. So the scam. It says that the message itself was a, quote, well-designed and individualized message, end quote, and included a link to a fake Netflix page where participants were prompted for their login and credit card information. MailGuard, who I assume is a watchdog organization, was alerted to the scam and snagged a screenshot of the email. So just be leery of any correspondence purportedly from Netflix. We have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. We all have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers, y'all got to learn how to operate on the internet. And I'm not. I hate to put my mom on blast, but Mama put me on blast the other day. I'm not even gonna put her on blast. I have to give her a shout out for this. I was sitting next to her in the airport. She looked at me and goes, "Is this fake news?" And I'm like, yeah, does live news feed 365 sound like a legitimate news source to you? And she goes, okay, I get it. I was kind of snarky, but I was in an airport. I didn't want to be there. And plus, we should all know this.
I like how your mom just said, "Hey, Casey, is this fake news?"
She asked me because she knows that I'm always
fake
like,
news?
well, because every time Mitch will bring up something, my brother and my dad will bring up
something. The phrase
something.
"fake news" has gone through I love it. I love just calling shit fake news.
Yeah.
I love calling people fake news.
Yeah, you're fake news,
That's
bro.
my favorite thing to do. I do that a lot at comedy shows now. When someone says something that's not funny, I just call them fake news. You're fucking fake news, bro.
You fake news.
It's fun.
Well.
It's just fun. It's the same with cuck.
Oh, still can't get over.
You know what I mean?
It's so good.
Like, it's fun to call people these things.
It is.
This was a divide. This is when I sit down my grandchildren on Peepaw's lap, and I tell them
I don't like the name Peepaw, to be honest with you. I feel like that's pretty fake news itself.
I tell them about when I was their age. So yeah, I'm sitting my 24-year-old grandchildren on my lap. When I tell them when I was their age, I'm gonna be like,
you dumb as hell. You dumb as it.
The monumental shift in American culture.
You're a mustache having ass boy.
The monumental shift in American culture was when your grandfather started calling people fake news instead of faggot. That was when I really matured as an adult
You did it.
and as a person, is when I just started calling people fake news and cucks. Now get off my fucking lap, Jeremy.
Well, you know who invented fake
It's gonna
news?
be my grandchild's name.
Jacob?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Irregardless of their gender.
You call him germs?
Her. I call her germs.
Germs.
Yeah. There
Speaking-
will be no genders in the future.
Well, fake news came out of it started as clickbait, and then Donald Trump started to play with fake news. And Donald Trump is pretty much you could say that the resurgence in culture, although you'd like to believe it's yourself.
I hope this doesn't get a shutdown, but I think that Donald Trump is fake news.
No kidding. But his Twitter handle says real Donald Trump. By the way, that John Mulaney bit about Donald Trump, he goes, if he's such a good negotiator, couldn't he just negotiate to get just at Donald Trump?
Right.
Perfect. That's a perfect joke.
I think he likes it.
Yeah.
I think he likes having real. It's like Kevin Hart. How has Kevin Hart not gotten Kevin Hart yet? He's still Kevin Hart for real, the number 4.
I love it.
Real.
I mean, I'm okay. But again,
Is he?
But
or
it's
is it Kevin? Is it real Kevin Hart?
It's a love situation. It's a P Diddy's changing his name situation.
I guess so.
It's like black folks get away with it, but Donald Trump, like saying that he's all real all day, like just
He
the
is
way that
real
he
as
owns
hell.
it. My guy doesn't
He's
lie.
real as hell.
He's got one of the best memories. Some say the best memory. This is a story that really took over and blew up this last week, coming by way of the Washington Post. By the way, their tagline is "Democracy dies in darkness." Great name for an album.
Washington Post?
Yeah.
That's ominous as fuck.
I love it. For 11 minutes, this was written by Molly Roberts. Sounds hot. It was written on November 3rd. For 11 minutes on Thursday evening, Donald Trump did not exist, or at least that's what his Twitter page said. Twitter first attributed a temporary deletion of the president's feed to, quote, human error. As it turns out, that was only halfway right. An employee, presumably not a Trump supporter, no shit, Molly, or Mrs. Roberts, on their last day on the sites, staff decided to go out in style by expelling the commander-in-chief, setting off a commander-in-beef. To many who called these hundreds of seconds the, quote, happiest of their lives, this customer service representative was a hero. To the president, tweeting again, and the next morning, it was a sign that a word must finally be getting out and having an impact. Finally, it shouldn't be news to Trump that most Americans see his Twitter feed as the easiest way for the world to know what the president is really thinking every day. To his critics, Matt, they deleted his account. They deleted fake news guy's account, and this is real news. It really happened. We had it quantified. The internet lost its mind. The man who invented fake news got some real news.
What do you think would have happened if... Do you think it would have been possible for someone to pick up @real Donald Trump on Twitter while he was deleted?
Why it didn't happen, I don't know. If they're able to delete an account, though, they're only able to delete that one and replace it
This
with.
person should have told somebody. Whoever deleted his account, they should have told a friend, hey, at 4:13, I'm going to delete his Twitter account. I want you to take @real Donald Trump.
See, this is why we need you, Catherine Zeta-Jones, like sitting up in the, like, pinning shit together.
I think I
Mission
should be
Impossible
Frank
style.
Underwood
I think you should.
in House of Cards.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Frank. That's going to be the name of the spinoff.
Lil Frank.
Lil Frank. I'm going to be Lil Frank.
Dude, that's not a bad idea.
Me being young
No,
Frank
I was
Underwood?
thinking about just like having someone like, because Dual Meeker, the most recent guest on your other podcast, your interview podcast, Pray Tell, now available on iTunes and 5051.com. Dual Meeker used to be on our show, and he took my Twitter name, my name on Twitter, at Casey Shaheen, because Matt and him were making fun of me.
He's just sitting on it.
He's just sitting on my Twitter name. Even though I like at Gym Class Tryhard, I plan to start a production company called Gym Class Tryhard Productions someday.
Oh.
Someday soon, guys. Putting that out there. Sometimes you got to put your shit out into the universe. The universe. But yeah, that happened. Cool beans. Cool beans. We got another Donald Trump story. You want to hit that one, or you want to, Matt? Figure out where your segues are always good.
I got one for you. Donald Trump's a real bully. You know what I mean? Thank God he doesn't bully people in bathrooms, because we're trying to find a way to fix that shit. This comes by way of Fox17.com. Technology developed to detect bullying vaping in school bathrooms. Casey, you know how they detect bullying in school bathrooms? This is real. I want to tell you, this is real.
Is it with one of the best branded product SKUs I've ever seen?
They're gonna start putting these little boxes in the bathroom that can like detect.
Called a what?
Huh?
What's it called?
A digital fly?
Did you go to their website at all?
No.
Per this, oh my God.
They're gonna put these little audio readers in the bathrooms, and if they hear the word uncle, that's how they know that there's bullying going on.
Uncle.
Spit in his mouth. This story was written by Nikki Junowicz.
Shout out Nikki Junowicz.
Nashville, Tennessee. This is a local story.
Yeah, this is
a
a local guy.
School is supposed to be a place where kids learn, but there's no doubt also a place where they're bullied. According to the Center for Disease Control, why is the CDC worried about bullying?
CDC worries about bullying and gun control.
It's because they're spitting in their mouth. That's how you spread diseases.
Well, it's Center for Disease Control, and they consider that a public health issue, which public health falls on the CDC.
That's weird. 28% of students from 6th to 12th grade experience bullying. I didn't know it was that low. I would have thought it was much higher.
Man, I think about it every day, being bullied. I'm still getting over it.
Must be a lot less nerds in school now.
No, it's cool to be a nerd.
Now, that's a good point. Now, Derek Peterson from software engineering company Digital Fly thinks he has a tool to help. It's called FlySense, and is designed to keep an eye or ear on students in places teachers can't, like the bathroom. Quote, unfortunately, this past spring, a child was bullied in the bathroom and then went home and killed himself.
There was also a child that was bullied that went home to invent some software.
Oh. There's also a kid that was bullied, went home, created Microsoft. Guys, his name was Bill Gates. You know what I mean?
No, I'm actually, I'm going to retract what I just said. I feel that was in bad taste because bullying does suck. But at the same time, like, maybe we just need to learn how to be better. Just keep reading the article. I'll
that happened in Ohio, says Peterson. So anything we can do to save a life in Ohio or get a return on education is a plus. Peterson claims FlySense doesn't record any video and it doesn't pick up on any specific voices or conversations. Instead, he says it picks up on unusual sounds. So it doesn't pick up the sound of farting.
Like if you ate the sloppy joes in the lunchroom, you're about to have some explosive diarrhea, it'll pick it up.
We're able to listen to what's going on in a given location, and we're able to take it through the baseline of sound, and then we normalize it, and then over the course of time, we listen to what the anomalies are.
I feel like they're normalizing anti-bullying.
You know what my favorite thing about this article is?
What's up?
Awesome. We found technology, like honestly awesome. We found a way to make sure kids can't get bullied in bathrooms anymore. The headline of this article also talked about vaping, and we've yet to why is vaping a part of the school bathroom?
Matt, we're gonna be talking about brands here in a second, and I want you to just finish this article.
The tool was introduced to mid-state stakeholders. I thought it said skateboarders. I was like, well, let's not get skateboarders.
Hey, when you're done tagging the bathroom, can you hang this boy up? It comes with an optional hanger.
Shut up, nerd.
What's this tray flip?
We've given the tools to the enemy. At an anti-bullying conference happening this week at the Gaylord Opryland Resort.
That's here in town.
Stephanie Carpenter, a senior at MTSU, attended. In middle schools, especially, I think it would be astronomically great. That's some real MTSU vernacular right there. Astronomically great. You sound like Trump, you fuck. And in sorry, I'm bullying. And in large high schools where there's a lot of fights in the bathroom, a lot of kids aren't even going to care. If it's there, they might not even know, so it would catch a lot of that when it starts. FlySense developers also says it picks up on vaping. How? Because only bullies vape. And nerds.
Well,
according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, by senior year of high school, 16% of students use e-cigs.
And 28% are bullied. So I'm not sure how statistics work, but it seems like the minority are, I don't know. Matt, I went to the website. I was very interested in the story when I read it the other day. www.digitalfly.net. .net. It's where they have a SKU of their products, which they really harp on the anti-bullying. That's what it is. It's an anti-bullying thing, and then it also adds vaping as it's like an addition. I want to talk about their product SKU, and by the product SKU, I mean this is my favorite thing about a company. When their brand is so integrated from top to bottom that all of their products fit around a certain theme. I find that to be that does it for me. So this guy, whoever branded this, well done, because this is their thing. They have the Fly Sights, the Fly Swatter, Fly Zapper, Fly Sense, and the Glue Board. I don't know why they didn't call it a sticky trap, but all these.
That's just really big sticky traps. That's how you catch a bully as he steps in it.
It's because
he's wearing combat boots. You can't take those off.
Oh, so yeah, these are like little. Like they have everything. Like let's say what a fly swatter is. A fly swatter is probably the detection. Yeah. So like everything. This is perfectly integrated. This is like a college project done right. It's all encompassing. It's all themed, and it's great. And it also, catches vapors, which I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing to catch vapors. I like this.
You know how the FlySense catches if you're vaping or not? It can hear dubstep. If it hears dubstep.
Our fly swatter's going off right
shit,
now.
that bully's vaping.
Yeah. I think it's a cool thing. I don't get how it's not recording everything all the time. It says anomalies in sound.
I bet it is. I bet it definitely is.
Yeah, it's like our iPhones.
And it also has to be a live feed because how else are you going to detect bullying,
That's the thing. It's connected through a cloud service, and it connects to the main office, and the office is connected to the main data place, and they're constantly monitoring and probably using AI or an algorithm. And this is the part that I'm filling in, is that they figure out how to is this bad? Is this good? Let's figure out this, and now go react to it. Something's going on in the bathroom. Pretty cool. Avoid the science hall bathroom during fourth period because that's when the bullies are hanging out there.
You know what sucks is whoever in the school has to monitor, has to listen to the fucking fly trap.
I think it just tells you
day.
to go to where it is.
It just that just means that they're just mostly going to be listening to the sound of teenagers farting all day.
But again, it catches anomalies. It's not just recording everything. Yes, it is. It totally is.
In high school, in high school, me and my group of friends
We're bullies.
We were bullies, and this was like the beginning of cyberbullying. This was like at these are the beginning stage. I mean, we didn't even have Twitter. Like we didn't have. Facebook was like kind of a thing, but we weren't bullying on Facebook. We didn't have Instagram and all this shit.
AIM?
We didn't have Snapchat. It was AIM, but our cyberbullying mainly happened through Photoshop. We would Photoshop pictures.
Yeah.
The best one was there was this new kid in town, and he came when we were we were probably like juniors. And this kid named Cole Phelps, and we started a rumor that Cole Phelps fucked a horse. And it was like he really didn't enjoy that. Everyone thought it was hilarious, and we would just always talk about how Cole Phelps fucked a horse. And one day, Dylan Yeager made posters of photoshopped of Cole Phelps fucking a horse, and we put them throughout the bathroom.
Man.
And
where was FlySense then?
It was like a real smear campaign. We also shoved this kid in the locker. I don't remember his name, but he was what was his name? I probably shouldn't say it. What was his name? I can see him in my head. His dumb, fat fucking face. I don't know. But I say all that to say sometimes
This might be an alt-right podcast.
sometimes bullying is silent. Pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you are a high school bully and you're listening to this and you're like, fuck, now that means I can't bully in the bathroom, Photoshop. That's all I'm saying.
You contrarian piece of shit.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I did some bullying online. I would use, well, it's just this one particular kid. His name was Hassan. He's in jail now. He's not watching this. He pulled a gun on an officer trying to sell an iPad.
He pulled a gun on an officer?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bullying. That's a crime.
Yeah, but I bullied him because he was always like this weird dude, and he was always like trying to fight me.
Yeah.
I was like a senior, and he was like this freshman. I'm like, dude, fucking, what's your deal?
Yeah.
So then one day I just like went on MySpace bulletins and just kept writing shit, and like everyone was like, dude, that's actually pretty funny because he's kind of a piece of shit, and like, and then my friend David Molnar, he listens to the show. He actually said, hey, it's time to slow down on that. And I go,
Yeah.
cool, I believe you.
Yeah, we didn't have any of those in my friend
And
group.
that must have been junior year.
We were all pedal to the metal when it came to bullying.
You guys were
It was
metal
just
kids
fun.
without the metal.
It was
And
just-
then
no,
it
they
became
had metal.
And then it became metal.
They had metal. I had Kanye.
You did. Let's keep it rolling. Do you want to talk about? Man, I want you to pick this next one, because I'm caught between a rock and a hard place, or I'm gonna give you a bigger piece of this pie.
Let's fucking simmer down for a second.
Mm-hmm.
This story comes by way of IGN.com.
This is the boring part. This is when you go get pizza. I'm just kidding. This is a good story.
Microsoft investing in studios to make more first-party games. I don't think this is the article that I wanted.
Oh, it isn't?
I don't think
Because
so.
I was wondering what it was about. What's the article that you want?
The one that I wanted was that there was an article. Can
we just talk about it?
Microsoft is investing in making video games that are not console exclusive.
Yeah. They're making more cross-platform.
Not making more cross-platform, but making like developing software so that you don't have to buy a console to play video games. Maybe you can put it like on your. These are the parts we don't have answers to yet.
Like a Raspberry Pi. Or
like a Chromecast almost.
Yeah, like the little
like Apple TV,
But
where it's just
essentially a console.
I guess so, but the upside to that is that it would be cheaper, and it would be a streaming service where you would just pay. You would pay like, let's say $50 a month, and you can just play any video game that Microsoft comes out with, instead of having to buy a console and buying each game. And it's a very big investment. A lot of people, unlike
seems like
myself,
that's a real way to like knock your profit business model down. Because if you're buying games, you're paying $60 on a game, but you said it yourself, you're paying for 60 hours of entertainment when you're playing, and by your admission, you're waning, you're cutting back on your video game obsession. It's going to be okay. The fact is that a subscription service is going to cut down the profitability of those games. Therefore, they won't be able to innovate as much because they only have so much money to work with. So it seems like a bad idea, unless they create like another thing, like there's an Xbox One or Xbox One S or whatever. You have your main console. Then you have something else that plays smaller games, like mini games that you're able to buy in Xbox Marketplace. That's able to play those games for the fee. So they have free games on there, but they're not the big Xbox exclusives. So unless they're changing like the world-changing games, like the world-building games, then I don't know.
Here it is. This is where I found that part was.
Does
in
anybody
this
care
article.
about this?
In the longer term, Spencer also says that Microsoft will probably introduce a game streaming service that doesn't require a console, quote, in the next 3 years, end quote. It will be powered by the Azure cloud servers that Microsoft uses for many of its services, making the process both cheaper and at a better quality level than was possible with previous attempts. My question is, Casey, you as someone who does not have a video game console, but someone that certainly enjoys video games, appreciates video games, at the very least likes watching them, if they came out with something like this that was a streaming service where you didn't have to buy a console, you would buy it?
$50 a month, no.
Yeah.
No, $50 a month is a lot.
Right.
Actually, that does make sense. That makes sense, doesn't it? That now that I think about it, if you go $50 a month, 50 times 12 is a number, And then
50 is probably very expensive. I just made that number
but like
up.
50 would make sense
Because I don't
then you
even
could still afford those big platform games because it's $50 a month across millions and millions of people.
But what if it was like
if it's $20 a month? No.
What if it's just like an app store where you still have to pay $60 for a video game, you just don't have to buy the console?
I mean, if they're able to make that happen and they're able to completely eliminate consoles, I think that's going to be the next logical step. But that's going to rock the game world and completely.
Game world.
Because you're not going to have the processing power that you have with the machine.
Right.
You need that sort of storage. I mean, unless you can do it in the cloud. But then you need the processing power just specifically for the video card. You need that
cloud.
The cloud. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this one. I think it's pretty cool. But again, it just feels like it's very.
Casey, I think you're pretty cool.
You know what's pretty cool?
What?
Speaking of other things that I don't really partake in, but I like knowing about.
Right there.
The NFL.
Yeah, football.
Matt.
Football.
How's your fantasy team doing?
I don't have a fantasy team. I'm not a fucking nerd. I like to watch football.
Cool.
I don't like to watch numbers. Why? How's your fantasy team doing?
I don't watch enough football. You know why?
Oh.
Remember when we were talking about like there's just too much TV? There's not enough time to watch all these good shows. With football being 5 days a week, there's not enough time to watch more football. There's not enough time in my life to fit football in. I don't have that kind of time, and I just don't have the investment. So I'm not watching football. This year is the first year that I have not watched football in 5 years.
Wow.
I haven't watched any football. I watched Michigan State win over Penn State only passively yesterday or 3 days ago. And I can't remember the last Titans game that I watched live. It might have been here. It must have been like a month ago. But this story is about the advertising during that football.
Pizzagate 2.0?
This is about better pizza, better ingredients, terrible marketing strategy. This is a cautionary tale about not putting all your eggs in one basket. And this specifically goes out to Papa John himself. This comes by way of the Wall Street Journal. It was written by Jason Gay. And it was updated on November 5th. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's very...
Because you can't?
I can't.
I just realized that, too.
You can't. Oh, they updated it. Oh, that sucks. Basically, and I'm actually kind of glad because the way Jason wrote about it, I didn't particularly enjoy. What I did, however, appreciate was the fact that he brought up a lot of points about advertising and all this, like the Papa John beef. Matt, can you give a summary of why Papa John was upset recently?
I mean, Papa John, Dr. John himself was just saying that like he's pulling advertising and he's not pulling it, but like lessening the advertising campaign of Papa John's on the NFL because of player protests, because of national anthem protests. And that I, as far as I was concerned, that was as detailed as his expression was. But it's just so blatantly obvious that it's because Papa John's revenue is just in the shitter, and no one's like buying Papa John's pizza anymore.
Pizza Hut and DiGiorno both hit back on Twitter saying our sales have not decreased at all.
Yeah, like that's clearly why we're spending less advertising money because of player protest. Nah, you're spending less money because you have less money, bitch.
Yeah, I know. There's a real problem. I don't like Papa John's at all. Like if given the opportunity to eat it, I'll eat. I won't eat it.
You know what I noticed?
I just don't like it. It's not that I'm protesting. It's just not good.
I feel like I've seen Senor John's face a lot more in the last few days than I have the rest of my life. That dude has had a lot of cosmetic surgery done, hasn't he?
I don't know.
It looks like they pulled his face back and put it in a pizza oven, and like he looks bad. He looks like a Real Housewife of New Jersey or whatever that show is with all those
mob wives.
Gross, mob wife. He looks like a fucking mob wife.
Oh, he's gotten a lot of plastic surgery.
He looks gross.
Yeah.
He looks like a cheese pizza.
He looks like he's got just like chemical peels all day. Ugh.
It's so gross. Yeah. That's where all their money went. That's why they can't pay their delivery drivers, because Daddy John is fucking he's injecting his face with calzones or cortisones or whatever the fuck they're called.
He's swelling his face so that his wrinkles are vanished. Dude, the thing is, when it comes to advertising, like, they put all their eggs in one basket. They do not digitally brand themselves. If football's on 5 times a day or 5 times a week, and they're advertising every day, That's overexposure. Yeah. It says, like, yeah, we should be eating Papa John's. It's the only pizza place that I can remember because I'm watching football every day. But ratings are tanking, but not because of the kneeling. And that's the problem. They're saying that ratings are tanking because of kneeling. It's a weird year.
Ratings are tanking because of...
I think it's oversaturation. I think it's too much programming every day to keep up with.
I think that if people want football, they don't have to watch it anymore. I think that people I have 3 coworkers. I work with 3 people that all have multiple fantasy teams.
Okay.
And they keep up with their fantasy teams. They sit at work on Sundays all day just refreshing their fantasy apps. And they're not watching football.
Yeah.
They're not, that entire time, they're not watching football. They're getting their football intake without having to turn on the NFL.
That's the problem. That's why Red Zone is such a nightmare. Red Zone is the worst thing that the NFL could have done to themselves. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick that gets people to watch only the specific plays that are pertinent to their fantasy football team. The NFL is just a factory for fantasy.
Yeah.
Whoever is making money on fantasy, that's who has your revenue.
And I think the people are just like, people have figured out, especially millennials, especially people my age, we figured out, like, we don't want to buy cable.
Yep.
And we love brunch, us millennials. Those are I think those are our 2 biggest characteristics. We love brunch, we hate cable. So what do? On Sundays, we go to a bar, we eat brunch, and we watch football. If 5 of us get together, that's 4 less cable packages that they're selling for the NFL.
No,
you know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Like, that's just, no one wants to. We've figured out all of these much cheaper ways and much better ways to watch football than buying it and sitting at home all day Sunday.
Now,
no one does that anymore.
We talked about this weeks ago about offering the rest of America a smaller, not offering the rest of America, offering people the option to subsidize to have a TV package without sports.
Yeah.
Because it costs $13 per user or per account. That's how much ESPN costs, and that tanks every other piece of coverage or any other channel. People said they'd take it. They said that 56% of people said that they would opt into that.
Yeah.
Because they're just not interested. There are people that aren't interested. The NFL and ESPN need to know, or the NFL needs to say, we'll sell our stuff for cheaper. They need to cheapen their product because it's oversaturated and it's too expensive. And it's about time that the bubble popped, because now stories like the kneeling thing, if football was really as strong as if the game was as interesting as it used to be, kneeling wouldn't be as much of an issue.
Yeah.
If it's Deshaun Watson, right?
What about Deshaun Watson?
The quarterback for Houston?
Yeah, for Houston, yeah.
That was the most I'd seen people not excited about something, but react to something that happened this season.
Yeah, they actually had something to do with football.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And it was an injury.
Yeah.
So now you have concussion reports. Your product is too expensive for the liability that it is. And it's just good business to maybe get rid of the London game.
Yeah.
Maybe get rid of a Thursday game. Keep it to only a couple days. Because I live in a house where I live with a roommate that is watching football every day. And it's to the point where I can't handle it anymore. I'm just like, I got to go.
Yeah.
I can't hear the murmur of a crowd. I can't hear the whistles. The gameplay is slowed down because there's a new...
Al Michaels in your
playing
sleep.
to the sidelines. I hear Al Michaels every day.
Uh-huh.
The whole thing is like everyone's just playing to the sidelines, play to the sidelines, and then they have to review every single play because it's all caught on the sideline. So games are lasting longer. There's more intermissions, and then you've got all these protest issues, and their puff pieces are terrible. And so there's a problem with the NFL. And so Papa John saying that it's because of kneeling that his prices are dropping. That's not true at all.
No.
It's because people aren't watching the NFL because of a lot of other things. Myriad reasons. Notice I didn't say a myriad. Myriad.
No, it's a myriad. It's not myriad of. It's a myriad reasons.
Myriad reasons. Oh, is it a myriad? I thought it was myriad reasons.
It's not myriad of. It's a myriad.
See, this is I'm trying to get it right. I'll get it right someday. But for a myriad of reasons, their profits are tanking. And it's because they put all their eggs in the NFL basket.
Yeah.
They don't advertise anywhere else. And if they do, it's a small portion of what they do.
My favorite thing, by the way, is that this Wall Street Journal advertisement, this Wall Street Journal article that is talking about how the pizza war is good for the NFL has a Papa John's advertisement on it.
Hey, maybe they're getting into digital marketing. I don't know.
I think that, like, I think that the vast majority of NFL fans are just like, we don't care if people kneel during the national anthem. We don't care who the fuck this halftime is brought to us by. Just let us watch fucking football.
Yeah.
Have whatever ideas you want. Have whatever belief you want if you're a player. You know, let fucking Snickers advertise wherever the fuck they want to advertise, but like, just let's play football. Let's watch football. I don't care about any of this ulterior stuff. The problem is that you only get football, you know, like on Sunday and for a little while on Monday and a little while on Thursday.
Most of the year.
And but throughout the rest of the week, we're talking about shit that we don't care about. And so by the time Sunday comes around,
For the rest of the week, what do you mean, Wednesday?
Wednesday, Tuesday, Saturday, Friday, you know, all those other days of the week, there's not football.
Well, I mean, I guess then I would say what I meant to say was I'm lumping in college
just saying,
football.
like,
I'm not lumping college football into that.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking
Because
about the NFL.
cover, yeah. Okay, so just about the NFL. So you have Saturday where you're not paying attention to that. You're paying attention to college ball.
I'm just saying,
Then you have Monday,
Sunday, if you're an NFL fan,
Tuesday.
Sunday is a very special day of the week in the fall because it like that just doesn't. It's one day a week. It's one day a week that we get to do that for 17 weeks. Well, I guess for like 25 weeks, but like
that's half the year.
But like that's one day. That's one day of the week. And now we're spending the other
Multiply
6
that by
days.
5.
We're spending the other 6 days of the week talking about shit that has nothing to do with actual football, and football fans are tired of that, and that's why they're not watching football.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm not watching football. I am tired of there not being a good narrative.
There used to be a sanctity to the NFL.
Yeah, and now there's not.
It used to just be like Sunday, I don't have to do shit. I can sit around and watch football all day. But now it's like, you still have that. I have Sunday. I don't have to do shit. I can just watch football all day. But then once Monday starts, we have to see fucking ESPN's article about these are the players that knelt this week. And then on Tuesday, we're going to get an injury update. And then on Wednesday, fucking this Jimmy B. Snickers himself is going to be like, I'm not sponsoring the NFL anymore because I think you should be able to call your players inmates. And then on Thursday, we're going to get the shittiest game of the week. And then Friday and Saturday, people are going to be like, no, college football's better.
No one's going to wake up early to watch the London game.
You know what I mean? It's just like there's just no
it
rest
doesn't make any
now,
sense.
you know
No, it
what I
doesn't
mean?
make any sense. And that's the problem that I have. So there's the law of scarcity, the fear of missing out. FOMO is such a strong feeling for a lot of people.
FOMO is for homos.
Fear of missing out. That if you give people football every single day, they don't feel like they're missing out on anything. In fact, they feel like they can look away and they're not going to miss much. The NFL really, really stretched their nutsack out a little too far. I don't know why I said that, but I like it.
Stretch that
sack. So there's that. Papa John, go fuck yourself. I think we're good for the week. I feel good. I know we have a couple more
great.
stories.
I feel
good. I want to leave on a high note.
Boom. Suck it, NFL.
Suck it, NFL.
That's the show this week.
Yeah.
If you're watching live right now, just to recap for you, if you want to watch this entire episode, it will be published in the next couple of days on YouTube. If you go into our onto the Facebook page, there is a link to the YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Pop Topics. If we get 100 subscribers, we can get a custom URL. So please.
We need that. We need you to do that.
Please
for
go
us.
to the YouTube page and subscribe for us.
Yep.
iTunes, search Pop Topics, SoundCloud.com/Fiftyfiftyone Radio. It will be going.
5051 Radio, by the way. Spell that out. 5051 Radio.
This show's going to be going up on those tomorrow. And
the video will be up on YouTube tomorrow.
Yeah, check it out.
Last thing. We do have great listeners. We have really good listeners. Sierra Wolfenbarger has been listening to us for a long time. She tweeted us recently. She tweeted me the other day, in which I retweeted you. And I'm going to pull that one up because I thought that was the most fun. Actually, it's up on our Facebook page. A couple months ago on episode 53, I think, or episode 46. Sensitive Lovers with Hollis Wheeler, we talked specifically about how Tyrannosaurus Rexes had sensitive faces for nuzzling. They also had very short arms, and despite their short arms, they were choke me daddy dinosaurs. Well, National Geographic came out with an article recently that confirmed that, in fact, despite their short arms, they were able to choke one another during sex. That just goes to show you guys, we know what the fuck we're talking about. So stick with us. We'll stick with you. We'd love to talk to you. If you have new stories, drop them in the comments below. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. I'm at GymClassTryhard, Casey Shaheen.
I'm at Matt Neil Boyd, Neil with an A on Twitter.
Matt Neil Boyd, Neil with an A on Twitter. We out here. Namaste. Shabbat Shalom. And just be good to yourselves, guys. And we're done.